now.
I want to thank everybody for showing up and showing out today. Today's special meeting is only in regards to the NOFO funding. We will be taking a vote after roll call. If there are any questions, comments, or concerns before, it needs to be quick. We've given time to the board members to read over the packet. We've had a couple of informational sessions with Kelsey in regards to that. So the expectation is that you've come here today ready to vote. We'll be voting on the approximately $55 million for King County funding. And so I just want to again thank everybody for showing up. And can you take roll call, Catherine?
Sure will. Tamara Bauman. Here. Kelly Brown.
Here.
I was going to say, I see you. Jenna B. Liz Castle.
I'm here.
Okay, great. Jenna is here.
Oh, no, Jenna has COVID. Lise, am here.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, Lise. Janae Colton.
Here.
Brianna Franco. Marvin Futrell.
Here.
Christy Hamilton.
Catherine, I am here, and I just received a text message from Noreen that she's on as an attendee and she is muted. So Noreen Hill is here as well.
I will transfer her over after this. Marisol Popper. Benjamin Mish.
Here.
Thank you. Noreen Hill. Linda Peoples. Christina S. Christina? Oh, she's muted. Okay, I see her. Let me. How come she can't speak? Bear with me here. Okay. Can I just acknowledge that I do see Christina?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Christina,
I show you're here. I will work.
Can you please transfer Noreen to the attendees list too, Catherine?
Is she in by another name or telephone number?
She is in as attendees, but she's on mute. Noreen Hill.
Okay, so I am showing attendees. I see a 425 telephone number and a Joy Scott.
I would try the 425 telephone number. I'm driving, remember, so I can't really read the text.
How come I can't promote her? Okay. One second, I will, let me finish this. Robin Tasuda. Karen Taylor. Sherry Tillman. I'm acknowledging Noreen and I will promote her to a panelist shortly here. With that count, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 members present. We have quorum.
I want
Thank
to
you
ask
so
this. What I wanted to ask, I don't see the little teletype.
Closed caption.
Closed caption. I'm not seeing any of the closed caption. Oh, has
There
been
it is.
enabled. Thank you.
You read my mind, Marvin.
We're in lockstep.
So are there any questions, comments, and concerns in regards to what we're voting on this morning?
Were we able to get Noreen over to the attendees panel?
She's working on it, Christy. When she gets here,
Hi,
she'll
can
not
you-
going to vote until she's there.
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Noreen Hill.
Hey,
Yes,
Noreen,
we can hear
great.
you, Noreen.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Morning,
Glad you're
everybody.
here this morning. Yay.
I have one
you.
comment on the vote we're gonna make.
Thank
Yes,
you.
go ahead.
I just want to talk about the domestic violence of our Indigenous women. And I want to
Okay.
make sure that people understand that a lot of the tribal shelters are closed now. And it's been really difficult to get them support that they need. So we've been putting them in hotels, and it's basically isolating them in their trauma. So any type of support they can get with housing vouchers or anything that this grant can do to support them, I just want to just really push that, because we have the highest rates of violence across the country, and I just want to make sure that that part is in place for them in this grant, in this NOFA.
Yes, please.
You're breaking up a little, Christy. But
That on our Monday meeting, NOFO here.
Don't we do that Friday mornings at 8 a.m.? Or have we moved it to Mondays?
the special AC meeting we had Monday.
Okay.
Yep.
So will be continuing our NOFO meetings on Fridays at 8. I want to make sure I bring that up as we start planning.
Yes, that's still going to
the
stay the
23.
same. This is, Kelsey, can you just give a little background of what we're voting on today?
Yes.
So people are,
So this is to vote on the consolidated application. This is the application that we have to submit as part of the NOFO process. This is our application as the COC, where we talk about, as the COC, what we have done in the last year and are planning to do with the next grant period. So it talks about, let me pull up all the sections so I can give you kind of a high level overview. It asks us to really talk about our coordination and engagement regarding COC structure and participation, how we develop membership of the board, how we solicit and get opinions on preventing and ending homelessness from community partners, as well as those with lived experience, how we notify the public about things. We talk about engaging with other federal, state, and local organizations. So who are we consulting with? Who are we connecting to? How are we engaging with families, with school systems? How are we ensuring that we address the needs of those who are fleeing domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, and stalking? What training are we providing to our constituents, so to our providers who are leading and guiding programs? How do we address the needs of LGBTQ+ individuals and families in our system to ensure that they do not face discrimination in programs that they are accessing? How we coordinate with public housing authorities, how we address racial disparity. So how are we analyzing racial disparity in our continuum, and then what are we doing to address those and improve those to create better racial parity? What are our strategies to ensure that that homelessness is not criminalized? We are then also given space to talk about our local process. So how did we rate and rank applications? What was our local process like? Who was a part of that process? When did we notify people and the public around decisions that were made? They want information around our homelessness management information system, HMIS, how we did the point in time count, our system performance measures, and how we are working to reduce length of time people experiencing homelessness, ensuring that there are more exits to permanent housing destinations, and reducing rates of returning to homelessness. They then ask us to talk about how we coordinate with housing and healthcare providers to leverage those systems within our homeless housing system. And then we have a large section around the DV bonus area. So they want us to talk about what projects we're applying for. This year, we are applying for a domestic violence, sexual assault, rapid rehousing program that will be led by the YWCA and API Chaya. API Chaya works with Asian Pacific Islanders who are survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. They're a new grantee this year. And we also talk about how we ensure that our domestic violence system is trauma-informed, housing first, and kind of the unique characteristics that each of these two providers will bring to the table. And this year, we particularly focus on increasing cultural specialization, as the YWCA really focuses on BIPOC communities, and API Chaya again on the Asian Pacific Islander community. So increasing capacity for those support systems for rapid rehousing. We're also applying for an expansion of our DV coordinated entry system, DV chat, for them to improve that system. There's a lot of kind of tediousness in that system currently, so they want to hopefully streamline it and make it better so that people can access resources in a kind of in a clearer and easier way, so that we ensure to be supporting survivors as best we can, and really supporting the DV system to, you know, come into a more streamlined flow. So there's less kind of paperwork end of things that they have to focus on, and more focus on really getting survivors connected to housing quickly.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I really do.
Thanks.
So we're at 10:15. I know people's time. Is there any last minute conversations or questions in regards to what Kelsey just shared with us, or in regards to the paperwork that was sent out for your review?
So I'm not seeing anything hit the chat, and I don't see any hands raised.
Great. Can we move forward to make a vote on the NOFA application for HUD?
I
I
second
call
that.
for the vote. Yep, second.
I called for the
Right,
question in the
Catherine.
chat.
Oh, go ahead. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate you. I can't see it. So can somebody read it, please?
No, I'm saying let's go for the vote, please. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Can you do roll call of who was present for quorum, Catherine, and ask for their vote?
I sure can.
Thank you.
I have to go through the whole roll call. I can't just
Well,
exclude anyone. I will definitely, as soon as I can get to the right. Okay. Tamara Bowman.
Yes.
Thank you. Kelly Brown.
Yes.
Jenna B. Lise Castro.
Yes.
Shanae Colston.
Yes.
Brianna Franco. Marvin Futrell.
Yes.
Christy Hamilton.
Aye.
Marisol Hopper. Benjamin Mishk.
Yes.
Noreen Hill O.
Yes.
Linda Peoples. Christina S.
Yes.
Thank you. Robin Tasuda. Karen Taylor. Sherry Tillman.
Yes.
Acknowledging Sherry's presence. Okay, with that being said, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 yeses. The motion carries and approved.
Hey, Kelsey. Go do your
Thank you
job, you
all
slacker.
so
Yay.
much. I
There
so
you go. The
appreciate
vote
it.
is there. Congratulations. I do feel like we won the lotto.
This
would
is what a
agree.
board meeting looks like. Good job, Shanae.
Well, at $55 million,
And
there
I
was
just
a
want to
lot of,
thank you guys
87.
for
also everyone,
showing up.
since our regular meetings a week away, please send any other suggestions for agenda items to
Did you guys
Sinead or
do
I.
the vote? Because I'm at a funeral.
Okay, vote's done.
The
Can we
vote's
call
done,
for-
Karen.
Oh,
Marvin,
yes,
I'd like to put Natalie Williams on the agenda
She's
just
our-
to introduce herself for the FFI. Okay,
okay, yes,
thank you.
Jen,
Yeah, thank you, Marvin. I just want to flag for everybody, we're going to have a similar process just around the corner for the special NOFO. Okay, so we're going to need votes as well for that. I will coordinate with Catherine and make sure that those special meetings are on everybody's calendars, but just a heads up, that's sort of the next thing related to HUD COC.
So
Jen,
can
you
you
know
tell
what
us
it
the
takes
time?
now.
Hold on.
so everyone
Can
can't
you
speak at
tell us a
once.
time limit on when you're going to expect us to vote on that? Because deadlines in this board are very important.
Yeah, so I
and
believe
we'll need to know the exact date.
okay, I believe, okay, I don't have my timeline in front of me at the moment, but I believe we'll have a first vote at your guys' next regular scheduled meeting, and then we will need a special meeting so this application is due October 20th. So the week of the 10th, I believe, we will need essentially this vote to happen again for that special NOFO.
But
So
you just said that you wanted us to vote on the next regular meeting, correct?
correct. So if you
So that's
recall,
the first step. We're not going to go past that. We need to know right here, what are we voting for on that next meeting? And then I need you to make sure that if the documents there are that need to go with that vote, get out to everybody in a timely manner so that they have time to review it.
okay, absolutely.
Which
Thank you,
means
Sinead.
today.
So
If a 1 week ahead is usually asked for, so folks have time to do the information. Since the NOFO standing meeting is on Friday, if we got it out today, folks that had questions, we could probably work out a lot and then be ready for a vote on Wednesday.
Correct.
So we unfortunately do not, like the rating panel does not have the luxury of time themselves, because they have, luckily it's only 4 applications, so it's not a huge body of work, but they were just given the applications. This timeline again is super compressed. We are meeting, it's not going to be a week, and I'm sorry everybody, unfortunately, because they are going to meet like early on the 3rd is when I'm going to get their rating. So what will be discussed at the next AC meeting and what will be voted on is the rating and ranking, which was the first part of the process.
I have a question about that, Jen.
Yes.
Before you're done. Yeah,
Yep.
that was my next question.
Shanae, I'm
Is this-
going to have to leave this
Excuse me,
meeting.
Marvin.
Okay.
Can
Excuse me,
you
Marvin.
finish this up?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Marvin.
I have to step away, guys.
Excuse me, Jen. The ranking and rating committee, is that the same ranking and rating committee for the primary NOFO?
No, it's a different
No,
one.
she just said there was 4 applicants and not a whole bunch.
And there's 12
No,
raters.
there's 4 applications, but the rating and ranking committee is what I'm talking about. So,
Very different
do you have-
committee.
Okay, so are there anybody from the LEC on any of those ranking and rating committees?
Yes, there are several
Okay.
individuals. Yep. Mhm.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what I was talking about, Shane.
We're
Okay, thank you.
LEC, we are 100% involved in this process.
Yeah.
Great, thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah, we have a wonderful group of raters on that panel. There's 12
Yeah.
individuals, so there's going to be a lot of eyes on each of those applications. We kind of plan for the biggest volume possible, and yeah. So the next meeting, plan to have a discussion around rating and ranking. I'll be working with Catherine to make sure everyone gets the materials as soon as possible. Apologize in advance for the lack of time. It's going to be a really quick turnaround. It has been for everybody. And in order to respect raters' time, we had unfortunately just weren't able to give like a full week of review for the AC committees. luckily it's only 4. It's only like 4 things to have to analyze and look at.
I have a
I'm just
question.
gonna say, Jennifer, though, I don't want that to be the reason or the excuse for this type of stuff to continue to happen, right? So although it's pressure for you and pressure for us, like as a whole, we need to come up with a solution so it's not pressure for anybody. Right? Because that's something that my board here, my board members, myself have always struggled with. And it's been an excuse of like, oh, well, we only had this short amount of time, so you have to vote on this. And that's not the type of message that we like to receive nor get, right? And we do have people who like to thoroughly understand what they're voting on. We have people who have disabilities who need time to do that. And so I'm asking you in the future as a whole to be very mindful of that, and even for you to push back to the people that are telling you that, oh, it has to be done in this manner, right? And expecting and respecting everyone's time and not just people who are in certain positions.
I hear you, Shanae, and you're absolutely right. And now I'm aware of the week sort of request, so I will absolutely be mindful of that. Thank you.
I have a
Somebody,
question.
if you're not muted,
I
to
wanted to
mute
make a comment.
yourself unless your hand's raised so somebody can be called on.
Janae,
One speaker at a time, please.
I just wanted to make a comment. I don't know if anyone can hear me or not. I've been muted again. Noreen Hill?
We can hear you, Noreen. Please speak.
Oh, okay, thank you. Shanae, I wanted to just, I guess, reiterate your comments. I totally agree with what you're saying, because it is difficult, and I know that, what I need to know is who can I call? Because I don't get a call. I know when I work with the board, I engage with my board. I make phone calls. I don't just send emails, and say, you got to make a decision right now. So who can I engage with on this team right now to find out of all these quick decisions you got to make that's going to affect the community?
You can call me, Noreen. This is Christy. I sent my phone
Christy?
number in the last email. Yeah. Call me.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any staff from King County that's supporting this board that way, or is it just that are we left on our own?
So I'm sorry, Noreen, you cut out in the first part of your question or comment. I did hear you ask where you could get who you could call for, but I didn't understand what that need was.
To get caught up and to find out what all these votes are coming up. Like, who can I talk to instead of reading all these documents? I'll read them, but is there anybody that I can engage with? Like, who's engaging with the board from King County Regional Housing Authority, or from who's ever responsible for all these decisions we're making that's putting this pressure on us? Who could I talk to from your end to support me in making the right decision on behalf of the community?
Absolutely. So one way is that we've had subcommittees for these different options. So that is one way to join. They meet on certain days and times to talk specifically about the separate topics. And then another way is to just ask for us to have a meeting, or unfortunately, I'm not always available by phone. Email is the best way to get a hold of me.
But is there a point of contact that I can just call, though, instead of trying to figure out which meeting is which? Because I get so many emails, I don't know which one to look for. I get the LEC emails too. And I just want to know, like, do I have a point of contact as a board member for this advisory council to be able to keep me up to date, like, that I can call so that I know what the heck I'm doing? That's all. I just need a point of contact.
Call
Yeah,
me
so
and I
I'm
can
gonna
brief
check
you.
into that, Noreen, to see. Sherry's agreeing with you, right? So I'm gonna see what we have, right? I know other board members are volunteering, but if there's needs to be something that is officially put into place, then I want us to decide that and figure out who that can be then. So I just don't want it to be a burden on each of us. And so let me get back to everyone on that. I'll send an email out. I know you just said emails, but I'll send an email out. I like emails because there's a paper trail and people can't say, oh, I didn't say that or didn't see that. And I'll ask directly for that, like, what is that? And if so, who is that? And how do we identify that person?
Okay, thank you.
I like that idea too. I had a question for Kelsey. Ms. Christie. Is there a third snowfo as well?
Thankfully, no.
Okay, so just the second one. All right, thank you.
Yep. And I, if I may, wanted to share a little bit regarding Noreen's question on KCRHA staff that you can connect with. I will be working on hiring a COC coordinator who will be working on my team, and one of their responsibilities will be supporting some of the COC and AC work. So my hope is that that can be a person who's really dedicated to that. And I believe we're also working on getting one other person on our team, on the programs team, who will be working with Peter and Nawishtamai. And one of their responsibilities will be supporting a lot of the board work as well. So we're working on building out some of that staff capacity. In the interim, I know Peter has been a contact. He's currently taking time off right now. But in the interim, especially regarding the NOFO and the upcoming SNOFO work, if anyone has questions, I want to offer myself as a contact. And I believe Jen probably is also willing to do that. Don't want to speak for you, Jen. So I will put in my, oh my goodness, words. I will put in the chat both my email and phone number. So if folks have questions and want more context and clarity, I'm so happy to have those conversations.
So for the future, like upcoming work groups, are those still going to be scheduled at the Friday at 8 a.m. because that time does not work for me?
I think it's a great idea as we kind of reconvene to maybe see if there are other members of the AC who want to be a part of that and look at another time. I know 8 a.m. on a Friday is a tough one to make. So I think that's a really great idea, Lise, is to look at. We're kind of, we're starting a process for 2023. So let's shake it up and kind of start fresh.
Great, thanks.
Kelsey, do you have people in mind for this point of contact position you're talking about?
Will you repeat that again?
Do you have people in mind or somebody in mind for this point of contact for the advisory board to work with Nawashtamai and Peter? Because I may have met a perfect candidate from the Quinault Nation yesterday.
Send them, have them apply. Yeah, I don't know where the hiring process is for that. I have not started my hiring process yet. So that will hopefully happen starting October, looking at candidates. So if there's folks that you have, send them to the website to put in their resumes.
I wouldn't have the first clue as to how she would be approaching it. Could I send her to you first to talk about it? Great, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
She
I'm
just
happy
really
to help.
impressed me yesterday.
So I don't mean to cut people off, but I got to go. It's 10:30. My time is up. And without a co-chair, the meeting has to end. And so if there's nothing else for Kelsey or Jennifer in regard to the special note for the NOFO, we did meet quorum and made a vote today passing that. Thank you. And otherwise, I hope to see everybody at our next meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye.